going, everyone? We'll try to make this video work if the wind don't mess everything up. Yesterday was pretty nice. Today it's nice out, but minus the wind. We had storms come through, and suppose we're still under alert or whatever, high winds and all this stuff. Tornadoes in some areas. A lot of shit going on with the weather. We'll get to that in a minute too, maybe. Contemplating stuff on our walk here. And a lot of weird shit, you know, a lot of messed up stuff anymore going on. And then I'm start contemplating some other stuff, more deeper stuff. I watch other videos, you know, where I was watching another video and made me think about some stuff on Retired Writers video, and I'm forgetting the name of the video, but if I remember, I'll put a link to it. It's pretty good. Take a listen to it. Talks about, you know, just shares his thoughts on some stuff, and a lot of it hits home. Kind of old world views, right? That we're losing. I don't know another way to put it, but you know, a lot of the stuff he talks about, and that's what this world has become. On one part he's talking about is, you know, I've seen it firsthand. It's not about what you really do anymore, what you really put in. It used to be, but now it's about choosing the right side and kissing the right ass to get anywhere, right? The workforce as an example, but it's pretty much everything in life. Anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna try not to make this video too long, but whatever. The thing is, it's these kinds of things we need to pay attention to, the thoughts, where people are sharing their real thoughts, right? Real people sharing their real thoughts. And then especially the people from my generation, right? You know, we're the last ones to know what the real world is, for a lack of better terms, right? But it's the truth. And so you need to hear this stuff. And this world has changed so much. And, you know, I'm using him as just one example because it made me start thinking on some things. And my own experiences, right? And I watched the world go. I was raised that you worked hard and that was what you was worth with an employer, right? That's part of the American dream, but it's all about honesty and integrity and stuff like that, right? You worked your ass off, did a good job, you proved your worth, right? It just, but in that sense. But not anymore. It's like, I've seen it, you know, some of the shittiest employees screwing over the company even, but as long as they're kissing that ass, they're golden, right? And stuff like that. And that's what it's, and I can use my past experience because I didn't want to kiss their ass because of who they were and whatever. You know, I'm here to, you know, it was like, I can count several jobs now. Oh, the boss donor's gonna be here today or whatever. Big Shot's gonna be here today, on his way in, her way in, whatever, right? Make sure you're, and that shit used to piss me off because I'm like, I do my job the same every day. I do my job that you pay me for, right? because the rest of you want to milk some shit and everything else, and I don't give a shit, right? But I'm doing my job, okay? And I'll be damned if I'm going to pretend to be somebody else and start kissing that ass just because you show up. I don't care who the hell you are. It's a mutual contract here, right? I do the job that you need done, and I do it to the best of my ability, right? And that's what the focus is. And, you know, otherwise, yeah, thank you for the job, but also you're welcome for my great service. But that ain't what it is. You go kiss the ass. Now, you know, those are examples. We'll get into some more stuff. But that's what this world has become. And there's so much more too. And I gotta watch out. My thoughts bounce over sometimes because that was earlier. And then, you know, and then I noticed some stuff as Whiskey and I was taking our walk. And it's just the whole world in general. It's lost its way. And it's so fake anymore. And as always, anything I'm saying here is not is my own personal views. Is not no one endorsing it, and I'm not 100% endorsing anyone else's views. Right? When I share channels and stuff, I'm not saying that, you know, I could be wrong on some stuff or whatever. I'm not saying that they endorse everything I say, or vice versa, right? So or that they're saying, you know, because now my thoughts are gonna get off topic of that sometimes, and I might bounce back and forth, but it's about really taking the time and really put some thought into stuff anymore. No one does that anymore, and we're losing the old ways. It's like every time, right? Every time. Come on now. By the time I get pissed off and start bitching about it on camera, now the thing's gonna start blinking. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This is cause your mind to bounce around. We get across the road now, we see all these signs. I should have shown one, but I don't want to interrupt people's family stuff going on back there, right? The signs with the clover going into whatever, right? It's, you know, these celebrations for St. Patrick's Day, right? And, you know, we just don't understand a lot of this stuff. Really, we don't. We make excuses to come up with holidays to do, it's, you know, to rush out and be like sinful and create it in the name of some saint, right? And half the time we don't even know what made these people a saint. You know, whatever. But just look around you, just like the weather today. We'll get into that, but it's so stupid. We got to figure out the right way. Okay, it is what it is, right? Whatever. That's just a little bit of a rant there. Try to get back on track. So the thing is, politics is so messed up, right? And they're using it to warp everyone. Every one of us, right? And that's what I'm saying. Those of us who do know the old way have to do our best to share that with others. Because, you know, it's not like life wasn't bad enough then, or hard enough, I should say. But now it's more than hard, it's just bad, right? And, you know, and things are just out of control. And we're being lied to on so many ways, right? We're being told this Doge stuff, all this and that. And, you know, it's hard to argue with all that. I get that, right? But then the other side, there's all kinds of crazy shit, and I think they're doing it on purpose for one thing, right? Pretending everyone's out to get these guys, right? Look, history has shown, if you wanted to, I'm just saying, these supposed attempts against these people could very easily be faked and be setups. Stay on track here, okay? Because we're being told all this shit about immigration and all that, right? I get it. So it turns out these green clovers are pointing the way for a run, okay? Like whatever run for, I'll look it up and put a shout out to it, I'll call it, give the title, whatever, right? Because I can get along with that, right? Yeah, I didn't mean, it's not to point, I'm saying just the whole thing in general, how it's treated, right? These kinds of holidays. Right? Who advertises the most about it is usually the bars and stuff like that, right? And the partying and all that. And to an extent, it's just ridiculous. And all this stuff going on with the no meat on Fridays, and they do these fish fries put on by the Catholic Church, right? But they make sure it's only, it's so expensive that only the wealthy Catholics can partake. Whatever, just that's getting off subject right now. It all comes together, I guess, right? But so that's cool, they're doing this run, but how long is it? Is this like the Cannonball Run where first person signs up and they get to take off, and each person, just as they sign up, they get to take off? Because otherwise it looks like some of them's really just wearing a tag and just strolling along together. And I'm pretty sure there's a few of these that are just like pretending to be a part of it. And it don't matter, they signed up or whatever, right? But I'm pretty sure you could outrun that old man. But I don't know for sure how these runs go. My brother used to do that. But that's okay, right? But I mean, that's pretty cool, right? So, but we're caught up. Whiskey and I's waiting right here, right now, because they're so spaced out. And he just tries to get everyone's attention. I don't need him tripping somebody up on their run or whatever, right? That'll trip you up. Sirens go by while everyone's running. Whiskey needs to be a part of it, so he tries to run, pulling me along the way. Like, whoa, hold on, what's going on? What happened? Yeah, Whiskey thinks he has to keep up with everyone. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's get back on track here. All different things, like this house right here on the corner, now sitting empty. Donated, quote, to the city. Sits empty, right? Still in good shape. Supposedly there's plans to tear all that down. That they're wanting all that to more about the park shit for the smart cities or whatever, right? But those could be, stuff like that could be used properly. Your tax dollars paying for it. But these runs, I'm not like cutting them down. That's not cutting down the whole purpose of them or nothing like that. That's not what I'm trying to, but everyone will come together for this issue or that issue for on a certain day or whatever. It'd be all kinds of things, right? Cancer or whatever. But how come we ain't just having a shut everything down and actually come together and pray? And it don't have to be all together, just everyone actually just prays for this stuff, right? Oh, that is supposed to be like Saturdays, right? up to, Friday evening to Saturday evening, right? But anyways, that's getting more off track. But I mean, like I said, I get it, the purpose and all that, it's good stuff. But we act like that's the way it should be done, and it should be a daily thing, right? Consider, all these issues and pray for them on a daily. While you're taking your whiskey, and I do every day. All right, get back to, I have to keep stopping because I pull him off to the side so the runners can do their thing safely. Not that they would be without getting slowed down by him. And, you never want to be in that predicament where somebody else could do something stupid and blame you, turn around, right? It's not unheard of these days, right? But so back at it, the immigration stuff, they keep pulling on us. And not just that, then these other things going on. And we, you got to understand deeper issues of some of this stuff, like with Kash Patel, everyone's giving him the benefit of the doubt. And Pam Bondi, Trump, right? But, Trump keeps touting he's restoring it to a constitutional law America, right? And this is not true. Constitutional law is being even more trampled on, by our own police force. Our force that is used to protect them. But, like I say, it's more than that. It's, these issues they tell us about, right? And people are all up in arms about the whole immigration stuff or whatever, right? But they don't, how they contributed, but many of them don't see how they contributed. We had this whiskey, and I pass it almost all the time on our walks. This house that, some immigrants, maybe Haitians, whatever, pretty sure, lived there, right? And they were, had new vehicles, and the whole house was redone and all that, right? And now it seems to be no one's there. That could be, who knows, was a secret deportation going on. But then my thing is, really, so I'm saying these people, I talked to the dude a few times. I'm not at them when I see him, stuff like that, right? I'm the friendly. I knew how all that went down, but the problem is the people that allowed it and caused it. It's, it ain't right, but we can't blame people that were offered this stuff and said, yeah, I'm gonna go do that, right? I can't guarantee that I would, I can't guarantee that myself, that I would, that if they came along and said, we're gonna set you up and you're gonna live like a king in this other country, I might not feel right about it when I look around and see how all the rest of them are getting treated like shit, their own citizens, right? But, so am I gonna put blame on the actual, people? No, the ones that are criminals, well, yeah, they don't need deported, they need put on trial for the crimes they committed here, right? We deport them, and that's how, whatever. But, the whole heart of the matter, okay, so whoever owned that property was given all this money to go along with it, right? And they fixed up the place real nice. The whole house was, real nice, right? Everything was done to it. And so all that money they're given to redo the property, right? And way up its value, make it a real nice place. Then also all along they're getting this huge amount for rent to give them that housing, right? The owners of the property, right? They took part in it. Those are what we call real estate investors, and I'm not trying to say all real estate investors are corrupt or bad or whatever, but some are, and even many of them vote for Trump, right? And it's not just a Trump issue. Is, you know, all this stuff with the politics, they're all on the same side. This is what I keep saying. It's not a, and we need to get over, quit talking about Biden. You know, he's out now, and now let's focus on the issues at hand, and that happens to be Trump. That happens to be still the same government, okay, right? And meanwhile, people like Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, they've shown their true colors. Trump has, right? They won't tell us the real heart of the issue. They won't. Doge is uncovering this and that. Well, that money's just going to get moved to some other corruption. They're acting like they're getting rid of corruption. No, they're only getting rid of the corruption that's pissing everyone off, not the whole amount of corruption, who they are all taking part in and are all guilty of. You know, meanwhile, we're blaming the wrong people, right? Like I said, I didn't see these people do nothing wrong, so I got along with them, right? The immigrants I'm talking about, right? It ain't your fault. As long as you know, as long as you ain't, I don't catch you catching up the animals and shit like that, right? Doing shit wrong. Otherwise, it's not your fault. Who took part in it? All the same people that bitch about it a lot of times. So, you know, and meanwhile, so their greedy hands took part in all that, got the extra money more than they should have for these rents and to fix up their homes. That's selling out, okay? Because now, meanwhile, the rents for everyone went up. We don't realize how all this, it's like a butterfly effect. Everything causes another, no matter how big or small. And it's just a fact that they took a lot. You know, we got to look at who took part in it and who allowed on the legal side that shit to happen. Should 100% be held accountable. Clouds are rolling in and the wind's picking up. So anyways, it shouldn't be like that, right? Because then you also have, you know, then you get people being judged out there, and sure, they're maybe made some wrong choices, right? But they can't afford to pay rents, right? They post shit, see it so many times. Single mother looking for, right? And sometimes single dad, right? Well, one, really you should have lived, this shit should be more in order, right? The family should stick together, one thing, and work their shit out. But still, when it comes to a constitutional matter and a matter of the rights for all of us, it shouldn't, when it comes down to it, it shouldn't have to be two people work in the family, right? Two people work kind of thing. It shouldn't be so expensive like that, right? And but you know, the whatever you want to call it, the lower end people, right? Then they get judged in certain ways. You see some stupid comments a lot of times or whatever, but they making the rents unaffordable, and who's all going along with it? Who do you blame, right? You're going to blame immigrants that were, you know, I'm not trying to defend the whole issue, right? But you're going to blame them who, some asshole getting rich off of it from over here, went over there and told them all, hey, come on over here, we're giving you what we call asylum, and you're going to live nicely, right? You can blame them for taking going along with it, but not hold the actual people behind it, not hold them accountable. Nobody goes to jail over this kind of shit. And I'm not saying like the real estate owners or investors necessarily. There's some real advantage of it. You know, the point is nothing gets changed until the right people are held accountable. There's people that are among those that bitched about a lot of this stuff. Meanwhile, they were, oh, but can you blame me? This is just business. Yeah, it's just business. You were helping sell the country out, right? And, you know, and because of those tactics, now rent's too sky high for everyone, right? Because only people that were ending up affording rent were the ones that were brought over here illegally because they were getting paid, and the people that were renting to these people were so. And now the lower end places are getting, you know, when we're talking on an investor scale, now the lower end places are getting bought up by the bigger ones. So they come in, make these changes that they got all this government money to do, and they bought up the ones that, you know, maybe they needed some work, but they were affordable. These guys take other people's money, all the shit they got from the government to do it, rebuild these places, buy it out from, you know, the little guy, right? And now they got all these new policies, rent policies, and higher costs and all that. You know, we don't understand the real total bigger issue. And Trump knows exactly what that is, right? He's a real estate investor. He knows exactly what it is, and we don't see that. These people that's gotten that kind of money, they all did it off our money. We can say, oh, he started out with this kind of money. Yeah. And he used, and he'll admit to it, that's, if you study real estate investing, I had for a while, thought about getting into it, probably should have at the time. And it's about, you study the gurus of that, and it's about other people's money. That other people's money is, they say, well, the government. Who's the government? Us. We're the ones funding that, right? And done properly, if it's paid back and gets all, is one thing, right? But we don't, you know, this what we don't understand, how we've all been screwed enough on the house you're living in right now, right? If you own your house. There's some things that, I don't want to get too far off track on that right now, but there's a shit we don't truly understand, and where that money really comes from. And why it's such a concern that the gold ain't there. Because that gold is, we are the backing of that. Yeah, these gusts are picking up pretty good now. But anyways, we're the backing of that. And when we find out that there's really no gold there, then that makes us all of us are useless then, right? Because that gold is our gold. If somebody's already taken it from us and it no longer exists, that's what I'm saying. They're making the population useless now. They don't need us. We didn't keep control of what was ours. And is one way of, I mean, when it comes down to it. But look at the whole greed that fueled it. You know, the ones that were doing, when it comes to renting out their places and all that for the, you know, I kind of feel bad for the immigrant family that come over here, had their, you know, thought they were setting their life up. The ones, there's not all of them, right? Has this happened to or whatever, but certain ones, and because they come, like, considered the Haitians. I'm not trying to defend that, but what caused that? And we're not holding those, that certain family accountable, that who caused all that shit for Haiti. Our own damn government, right? Our tax dollars funded that, and then they took the money and ran. They got rich off the catastrophe and took the money and ran. Invested in it. That's what they do, right? what the super rich do. They scam us all out of our money. And that's the only thing that speaks power, the gold, the real money. I don't know if that's making any sense, but I mean, that's my 2 cents. We walk past that place every day, almost, and yeah, it looks nice, all this stuff. Now it looks like it's sitting empty. And then so to bail these people out, that's gonna lose their ass, that's supposedly, right, gonna lose their ass on their real estate investments after all this, right? So we'll come out with something to bail those people out. See, we don't realize that they're not gonna change doing that. We wanna defend so many things, right? And not understand that Trump did add over 6.2 trillion or whatever it was to the national debt, right? It's proof that we're all in it together. I mean, that they are all in it together against all of us who are all in it together. Then we watched the rocket. They shot off the rocket to take astronauts to the ISS or something like that, right? How much of it is real and how much of it is fake? I want to break that one down later. But at the, towards the end of that, where they aired it, they have this female astronaut, giving us the lowdown about why we should all stick together. And it's a big psyop is what it is, right? Pretty much because Elon's behind the thing, right? Don't be against, because we're all in it together for this important space exploration and all that, right? But dig deeper into that if you watch that. I'm gonna show a video about it maybe, but really they're telling us, yeah, we all have to stick together on the issue of what they say is the good of mankind, right? If we all realize how powerful we are, I agree, how powerful we are when we get our heads onto the right, what's right and wrong, and stand up together, right? For the good of humanity, of Americans, right? And it's not just America, I suppose, right? But that should be my focus. You chill out, Mr. Whiskey. In there, every video they show up, don't they? That's alright. That's why I keep this shit going, that way I'm safer that way, right? But, I mean, it's putting it on thick because, like I say, I'm on video, you know where I'm at anyways. Maybe they're just trying to get their airtime. Free airtime courtesy of me. This video is brought to you by the Defiance City Police Department. The Defiance County Sheriff's Office. And other crooks you may or may not be funding. And the weather, yeah, it's kicking up now. Oh, here we have trees blowing down, big tree limbs blowing down. Oh, it's a mess over here. But it's been some heavy gusts picking up now. And it's at Erie. When you're out in it now, it ain't like it used to be. I used to love storms. These are not the natural storms anymore. This is shit that they've been messing with for a long time and pretending they ain't. They're messing with their weather. I want to get into that too. These wind turbines, that's what they are, wind turbines, right? They're generating wind, not electricity. If you look on the windy days, they got the brakes on, supposedly, right? They ain't spinning. And on the days where it shouldn't be windy, but then you get these little gusts, you see those things are on. And, the truth is you don't need blades that damn big to for the wind to turn it and generate the electricity. You need winds that damn big when you're trying to push wind. I don't know, that's just a little thought there. Haven't put a lot into that. But like I said, the butterfly effect, a tad bit of gust here and a tad bit of gust there, plus all the stuff that they're doing with HAARP. I was woke up today by I guess a lightning bolt that created this huge thunder, It's not like it ever used to be, right? Some real dangerous voltage coming down, cracking through stuff, slicing right through stuff, right? Breaking pieces of concrete when it hits, shit like that. Not the old natural storms like they used to be. It's just more stuff that our tax dollars have been funding, and they keep lying to us, right? But if you do your research, you can find from way back, like in the 50s, whatever it was, there was the, I believe it was a United Nations mandate or something about no use of weather in warfare, right? So, I mean, all this stuff's been out there, what they do to create weather problems. Once again, use it against us, right? To destroy this earth. Because at the heart of the matter, the God they are really serving wants to destroy this earth, wants to destroy all of us and make a wasteland of what we have. And we're quickly losing. But we're seeing it almost all year long now. Unheard of stronger weather, and they want to blame it on man-made global change, right? Man-made earth changes. Yeah, the very rich, filthy rich men who are in control of shit that they shouldn't be, given free reign because of all the money they have. They're the ones creating it. I don't know. It's just we're losing the way of the old world. I don't want to take part in this scam anymore. That I found out more than once. Ain't working for me, right? I don't want to take part in it anymore, contribute to it. And so we're called to come out of it, and I'm doing whatever I got to do, my best I can to come out of it. And it's a rough road, right? When they say I'm striving for righteousness, and that don't mean in the eyes of God, right? And that don't mean I think I'm better than anyone else or anything. You can do things however you see fit, right? But the way I see it, it is, and you know, you hear people say, oh, it's a rough road. It is a rough road, and you don't realize it. I mean, some of those that say it even don't realize it until they realize it, right? It gets rougher than we realize. Different kinds of things like that, right? And I don't know. It's just a messed up system that I don't want to take part in anymore. And so I'm trying to find a better way. I'm trying to do whatever I can to try to find that better way. While not selling my soul, right? While trying to do my best to try to be righteous in ways that we're quickly losing. And I don't know, is what it is. But yeah, that's what it comes down to. They this weather also, you know, they took control of it. The real sick bastards at the top, right? And you know, it's just part of their plan too, to push people into these the areas they expect you to go, right? Because they're letting the storms hit real bad, where it gets bad over here because they created some shit, but along the way it picks up strength and causes worse problems in certain areas, right? Tornadoes where they shouldn't be, all kinds of stuff like that, right? Well, the areas that truly get hit and then ignored are the areas they want. Anyways, let us know your thoughts in the comments. And thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate it very much. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep all of his commandments. For that is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. See ya.